someone is in distress and they call you by name and they say that they need help, that is God talking to you.
Historic St. Thomas, Philadelphia presents Homily Highlights. Please enjoy these excerpts from a recent message.
I have been in a lot of combat in my service in the Marine Corps, a lot of combat. And I am reluctant to tell war stories. I generally do not tell war stories. But if you will bear with me, I would like to tell at least one war story. So the regiment itself, most of the regiment was located in an area called Amwa, which was an old industrial complex where most of the regiment stayed. A regiment of Marines is about 5,000 Marines. And so there was a hill close to Anwa called Fulak 6. And it guarded a bridge and it guarded a river. My segment of the 5th Marines, the 1st Battalion 5th Marines, a couple of companies of us, were on this hill called Fulak 6. We were the tip of the spear. We were as close to North Vietnam as you could possibly get. They couldn't come around us, so they had to come through another country to go south. They had to go through Laos and Cambodia. Couldn't come through us, but they tried, and they tried, and they tried. We were the guardians of the whole area. We were guardians of you couldn't get into South Vietnam without coming through us. So having set that up, there was one evening where we were outside, me and one of my snipers. We're outside at night, and we're sitting on a bunker. And most of the troops, most of our Marines were asleep, other than those that were on guard, in tents. So we were always being attacked. So your bunker or your fighting hole was very close to where your tent was. So if you woke up, you can get in your hole, get in your fighting position, and be ready to roll. So again, one night, my sniper and I were sitting on the bunker, and he said, Sarge, I can't go to sleep. And I said, why not? He says, I feel something. And snipers are very prescient. They got this sixth sense about them. That's why they sit up in trees and shoot somebody 1,000 meters away. I mean, they're remarkable. So I'm listening to him. So he says, I can't go to sleep. Can't go to sleep, Sarge. I said, well, if you're not going to go to sleep, I ain't going to sleep. You know, okay, well, let's see what's going on. So he said, something's going on, I can't figure out what it is. And then about 1:30 in the morning, thump, thump, thump. That's the sound of an 82 millimeter mortar that is going into a tube. So you mortar round goes into a tube, it comes out, goes up in the air. And infantrymen fear mortars. If they're on our side, we love them. If they're not on our side, we fear them because they go up in the air and come down on you. You can't hide from a mortar. It comes down on you from nowhere. So this is where the math comes in. So I say to him, how many did you count? And he says, 3. I said, 3. Tell me how far away you think they are. He says, I think they're about a click and a half away. A click is 1,000 meters. So a click and a half is around 1,500 meters, a little less than a mile. It takes an 82 millimeter mortar round about 20 seconds from once you hear the thump until it lands. But in that quiet, I hear this voice the southern drawl. Sergeant Dandridge. Sergeant Dandridge. I am hit. Help me. Help me. So I turn around and get ready to go back to my guys, and the corpsman tells me, Sarge, where you going? So I'm going back up to my guys. He says, you ain't going anywhere. So why not? Look at your arm. If someone is in distress and they call you by name and they say that they need help, that is God talking to you. It's God talking to you. The other thing that I take away from that is that I believe there is no veteran in this church that would not have done the same thing. I would have done it again in a heartbeat. Thank you for listening to me.
View this entire Eucharist on our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember to click the update bell to catch the latest uploads from this historic parish. An Inverted Lens production for Historic St. Thomas, Philadelphia.